Hello friends, hope you are all well and all enjoying your days. As you see, I am back today, and today I am going to introduce you to another woman author. She is Nadine Gordimer, the first African woman author to receive the Nobel Prize. She was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1991 for literature. I'm sure most of you would not be familiar with the name of Nadine Gordimer. In fact, I came to know about her only in 2014 when I read about her passing away, and then subsequently became curious of her writing and read her works. As you will see, she is more than a writer. She has been a political activist and has been in the forefront of anti-apartheid demonstrations along with Nelson Mandela, and also she has spent her time in campaigning for eradication of AIDS and HIV in her native South Africa. Her writings have been dealing with apartheid and the racial relationships, and has always been very complex. Before we go into our works, let me take you through a little bit about her life and her other areas of activity. Nadine Gordimer was born in a small mining town just outside Johannesburg in 1923. Her father is a Lithuanian, that is a part of Russia. It was then a part of Russia, and her mother is English, and she has been brought up in a very secular family and has always been a liberal. She has taken up writing for a very young age and has also participated in politics. In her youth, most of the white South Africans were racist and pro-apartheid, and there was a minority of white liberals who were tolerant towards the African majority, but many of them did not believe that the power could be transferred to the majority Africans. Gordimer had got one step further. The arrest of her best friend Betty Du Toit, a lifelong trade unionist and anti-apartheid demonstrator, has initiated Gordimer's plunging into South African politics in the 1960s. She joined African National Congress and was best friends with the defense lawyers of Nelson Mandela. Gordimer has been one of the few people who have edited the best speech of Mandela, and when Mandela was released from Robben Island in 1990 after a period of 27 years, she was one of the first people Mandela wanted to meet and met her. So with this background, you see that apart from literature, she was active in politics too. Her works are now to be discussed. Nadine Gordimer has been writing for a long time, and she has written more than 15 novels, and her short story collections are more than 20, and apart from this, she has written essays on many other subjects, including apartheid. She has been the recipient of many awards, which include the Booker Award in 1974, and of course her crowning glory is the Nobel Prize which she received in 1991 for lifetime achievement in the field of literature. As I have already told you, she is the first woman recipient from the African continent of this prestigious Nobel Prize. Her writings have always been complex, as she was writing mainly about the apartheid and racist discriminations in Africa and its effect on the societies prevalent in South Africa at that point of time. These societies comprised of whites, blacks, coloreds and the Indians, and the relationships between them were complex, and they still remain so. The first phase of Nadine's writings is up to 1994 in the anti-apartheid era. During that period, she had always written on subjects and has always, through her writings, requested and demanded that the apartheid rules be revisited, and then it has to be changed. Subsequent to 1994, with apartheid gone, the political power handed over to the African majority, the relationships changed even further. There were a lot of realignments in relationships, although the groups remained, but in the changed environment, what happened was the writings of Nadine Gordimer also changed, and they have reflected this sort of happenings in the society. As I told you, I have started reading the works of Nadine Gordimer pretty late and have read only a few books of hers. Out of this, I would tell you a little about the book called July's People, written in 1981. This book was actually banned by the racist South African government after publication, as according to them it was anti-apartheid. And again in 2001 the book was censored by the present South African government, as they felt that it was racist. See what a change in perception. July's People talks about an imaginary revolution started by the African majority from Soweto. Soweto is a predominantly black township in Johannesburg area, and from there this imaginary revolution started, and there is a white liberal family called the Smails who had to flee to the rural areas with the help of their long-time servant called July. So those people, this family comprising of husband, wife and three small children in fact, went and stayed in a primitive hut in July's village. Here the relationships started changing once more. Though July served them, still what happened is the white family started getting more and more dependent on July, and the title July's People included them because their dependency factor on July increased to a great extent, and their survival also increased to a great extent on July's help. The title July's People include the whites as well as the other people of the village of July, because the whites apparently, due to this sudden change in fortune, became the subjects of July and became under their guidance, under July's guidance. The relationships between the white couple started changing, and Gordimer has been really masterly to depict this change. it becomes coarse and their conversation actually dwindles. So ultimately whenever the white man is thinking about his wife, he is not even naming her, he is saying, using the pronoun her, etc., etc. The only people who are oblivious to the change are the children, who take up very quickly to the environment and the change in language. The novel ends with the helplessness of the white couple, but the children are not helpless. So maybe it is looking at the good things in future South Africa. The novel, being masterly but complex, is an ideal masterpiece from the pens of Nadine Gordimer. Gordimer continued her work as a political activist and wrote her books till 1912. She died peacefully in her sleep in 2014 and leaves behind a legacy which is very difficult to surpass. She has lived her life in full and has died at the age of 90 years. Before I conclude, I would urge you all to read at least one book of Nadine Gordimer to get an insight into the complex world of South Africa, about which we are not much aware. I thank you all and see you soon.